it's Jai452 here, back inside Cosplay, and we're rummaging around in this closet. And look who I found! It's Stephiroth!
Hi!
So, hello! Thank you for taking the time out to spend with us today. Since we're in this cupboard of cosplay, do you think we could find some secrets?
Maybe a couple, but...
Maybe we'll drag out some skeletons and smack them over the head with a hammer.
Please no, leave my skeletons in the closet.
Well, we're only interested in the cosplay ones, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. When did you first start cosplaying?
I first started cosplaying about 5, coming up 6 years ago. So 2010, maybe 2009.
Awesome. Do you remember what your first cosplay was?
My very first cosplay was Harley Quinn, the full bodysuit version.
Oh, awesome. Like the classic look?
Yeah, the classic look.
Awesome. I wish I had this to hand, but I've got a plushie of Harley. That's the full bodysuit. But it's not like a normal plushie, it's do you know the Funko Pop versions?
Yeah.
I've got one of them. I recently got that when I was away.
I didn't the Funko version.
Actually, hold on, it's just there on my couch. I'm gonna grab it. You guys can have a look at the background of Jai's bedroom. There she is.
Oh, that's so cool.
And she even comes with her little mallet.
Oh, I need to look into where to get them.
You can get these at Forbidden Planet if you're in Glasgow, and I dare say you can buy them online as well. So there's a shameless plug for Forbidden Planet there. I don't want paid Forbidden Planet, although you can hire me. Or give me free stuff if you want to. Free stuff! Thumbs up for Forbidden Planet, people. So do you remember what your first event was? Which one did you go to?
I think my first major event was Okinawa in 2010.
Awesome. And was that in Glasgow?
No, it was the one that was in Edinburgh.
Ah, right. Awesome. Okay, so who or what inspires you to cosplay?
My friends. I have some very, very wonderful, amazing cosplayer friends who do things that I sit there and just go, how? They are fantastic at what they do, and seeing them put stuff out and how they do things inspires me to sort of, oh, I really wish I could do that, so I'm going to learn how to do that.
Awesome. Do they still cosplay?
I still cosplay now. It's a lot slower, but I think it's just we all grow up in sort of like life, so we don't cosplay as much anymore. But
okay, do you guys happen to do group cosplays, or do you guys just mostly do solo cosplays?
We mostly do solo cosplays, but we do sometimes sort of like, oh, if we've all sort of got something from the same series planned, maybe try to have it all done for the same con.
Awesome. So when you guys are doing the group cosplays, do you like sit down and maybe have a little meeting and say, well, I think we should do this from this, or how do you guys decide when it comes to that kind of thing?
It's not really a planned thing. It's more we've all kind of got solo cosplays in mind, and it'll maybe come up in conversation. Oh, I'm planning on doing this, and somebody will go, hey, I'm planning something from the same series.
Ah, awesome. So my next challenge is split into two. Well, my next question, I should say, is split into two halves. What has been the most challenging cosplay that you've ever done, both from a making of the costume and from the acting side? Because there's always a little bit of acting involved in cosplay, whether it be like manipulating the voice or acting the way the character would, or even posing the way that the character would. So we'll start with the costume side. Which one's been the most difficult for you to date?
I think the most difficult has definitely been Bixlo from Fairy Tail. Mostly because of glasses, and he's got like a big armoured visor, which was very difficult to get him to try and find a way to make it fit with the glasses. and there's a lot of different pieces to it with the cowl and the fact the wig actually has to be sewn into the cowl to come back, and just one of those ones where you sit there and go, why won't it work?
I've been there. So which one has been the most difficult from an acting point of view?
That was probably Bixlow as well, actually. Just because of the sort of, he is a very tall, big, manly character, and I am 5'4" and this big. So try to like deepen the voice and make yourself look big in pictures. It's quite difficult.
In your opinion, what is the most difficult thing or character to cosplay as? And this is like a general opinion I'm looking for.
Well, for the most difficult, I'd probably say fursuiters have a really tough time for full fursuit cosplays or cosplays that contain a lot of armour. Because it's just very, very difficult to make, and also wearing that about gets really hot really quick, and it's uncomfortable and it breaks easily.
Have you ever made any armour yourself?
I've not made any armour. I have made chainmail for my World of Warcraft cosplay, and not being able to make armour.
And how difficult was the making of the chainmail?
Chainmail was very, very difficult because it is steel rings and trying to sort of manipulate them, open them, stick it back in, close it. I ended up with a lot of bruised, damaged fingers.
Is that a skill set that you would like to develop further?
Definitely. Because I would like to remake the chainmail, which is actually lying beside me.
Ah, do you mind if we see it?
Yes. I originally made it not for cosplay, but I used to do reenacting. Historical. So it was originally made for that, but it's a full chainmail shift.
Oh, wow.
It goes all the way down.
Oh my gosh.
And it is very, very heavy. I think it weighs about as much as I do.
I can't imagine having to carry that around on you. Oh.
It's pretty much the reason I don't do the Warcraft cosplay very much anymore, because it just is that heavy to wear.
Wow. That's... Oh my gosh. Just like the sheer fact that you could make something like that and then... No, I'm pretty sure you could use it for other... I want to say MERP opportunities? Like role-playing opportunities? Like if you had a Joan of Arc type character, you could wear that kind of chainmail. Oh my gosh, that's so fantastic. Well done, you.
It's one of the ones that sort of after maybe an hour or so of wearing it, you want nothing more than to get it on.
I could imagine after an hour of like either making it or wearing it, you'll want nothing more to do with it. So my next is which out of the two events in cosplay, or the kind of cosplay events, do you prefer more? Do you prefer the big once-a-year ones, or the small local ones, or a blend of the two?
I really prefer the big once-a-year ones. Because having friends from all over, it's really only the big once-a-year ones that I get to see them at, and it's when I can see my friends, do the group cosplays, and see all the major events that are coming out and things like that.
Awesome. When you've been going to these big events and the small ones, because I'm pretty sure you go to the small ones as well when you can, what is the one thing that you're most excited about, and the one thing that either you used to find most nerve-wracking or still kind of do?
I think the thing I always look forward to is seeing, obviously, my friends that I don't get to see other than cons, and seeing everybody's new cosplays, what people have came up with since the last event, or people who maybe debuting a full new suit of armour or something like that. For me, that's always the most exciting part, to see what everybody's created. And the thing that's the most nerve-wracking is probably debuting a new cosplay myself. I always get quite worried of, oh no, because you you yourself notice all the tiny little mistakes you've made. So when you go out, you think everybody else can notice them. So that's always my biggest worry of, oh no, somebody's going to realise that this little bit of the hem isn't done, or that this pit isn't stuck down properly. It's always the nerve-wracking bit for me.
Okay. When you've been going to these events, have you entered into any of the competitions that they hold?
I don't actually think I have. I've wanted to quite a few times, but I get quite nervous going up on stage in front of a lot of people. And secondly, the few times where I have done, yeah, I'm going to do it this year. Oh, wait, I've missed the deadline.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little piece of advice there. You're already doing one of the scarier things in terms of going up on stage right now by doing an interview. So after you get through this, it's like, psh, going up on stage in front of people, psh.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can do it. Another piece of advice that people tend to give you that I tell people don't do that, because it will just, depending on the type of person you are, it will just wash you with insecurity. As they say, they say picture people in their underwear and it makes it like a level playing field. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because if you are like me, the chances are that you get up on stage and there's like a cable card of people's families around you, and they're the type of people that once you picture them in their underwear, that's it. You see them like that every time you look at them. It's kind of funny because like my friend and me did this theatre group together, and he said to me, because it was my first night on stage, because I'd previously just worked in the props department from the beginning, and I was making the transition from doing props to going on to stage. And he said to me, because I was really nervous, he's like, picture everybody in their underwear. And I was like, right. Even the fellow actors? He's like, everyone. I got on stage and I was like, gearing myself up to do it, and I was like, oh dear God. Stage. Got out on stage. First person I see from like the crowd is my mother, and I was like, nope, not gonna happen.
Oh no.
So I had to do an entire performance just looking at my fellow castmates and like picking the one funny thing about their actual facial features that made me laugh and focusing on that and trying also not to laugh. So I've always found that kind of helps you get through stage stuff.
I have performed in front of people before, as I said, I did do the reenacting, and I used to do theatre, but I think it's very different with cosplay because it's something you've made, something that's close to your heart that you're putting out there for people to criticise.
I think one of the other things there that some other people have said to me that cosplay is you're your own harshest critic. Definitely.
Very true.
Yeah. Because I was speaking to somebody recently, in fact yesterday, who said that they did a LeBlanc costume from Final Fantasy X-2, and they hated that costume for the longest time, but it was something that they won something for, so they are like, it's a bittersweet thing, and I said to them, well, if you were doing that costume again, how would you change it? And they were like, oh, well, this is how I would do that part, and I'd make sure I'd have this before I did that, and blah 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 blah. It's also really interesting how over time certain things that can help you make a costume.
Yeah, suddenly things that were so expensive 4 or 5 years ago for cosplay are now really affordable to use.
Yeah, that's kind of insane and really, really fun at the same time. I'm going to ask you a nice, good question. If I can stop hiccuping. Can you tell us 5 of your top funniest moments while in cosplay? And if you can't get 5, we'll go with 3.
Probably start with what is my number one funniest moment was at London October Expo years ago. And about 2 months prior to this, I had played a prank on one of my friends. They decided to get me back at Expo.
Oh no.
We're all outside doing this big Alice in Wonderland photo shoot, and I lean up against a tree, and out of nowhere come two people with cellophane wrap. Now I end up cellophane to the tree, and one of them went like this and ran away with my wigging ears. And there's just poor me stuck to a tree like this. Help!
Okay, that's...
People remember things that happen in cosplay, that's always the number one that sticks out for me.
So what would be your number 2 at the moment?
Number 2 was, I think they're all more embarrassing than funny. Was I done a Tron cosplay, and we're doing sort of like a shoot, and I was up in a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Tree branch didn't hold my weight.
Please tell me you didn't injure yourself.
Luckily, didn't injure myself. The tree branch fell beneath me, and I ended up on Mars, right as my friend took the photo. And I'm probably just bleed everywhere, like, ah! Like I said, they're all more sort of embarrassing for me, but funny for everybody else.
And your third moment?
The third one was the Pokemon meet, but we doubled it as sort of like almost like a cosplay sports day we made it into. And we had prizes and all that kind of stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And done the 3-legged race. It has been raining. Me and my partner are running. So competitive that we wanted to come into first place. Got to the very final step and slid on the mud and just went flying through the rest of our team.
Oh my gosh, I bet you guys were popular after that.
None of us could stop laughing, so it sort of all worked out in the end.
For a moment there, I thought you said that when it was a 3-legged race and it had been raining, I had this picture of you guys like just falling flat in the mud.
No, it was the same mention, and you're skidded out from under me. One of those moments where it's in slow motion, you know you're falling and you can see everybody else going, no!
So while we're on the subject of sports days, because that makes me think of school children, we'll talk about the ages that you might see in cosplay. So all the kind of different age groups. Have you noticed any kind of like major dominance in age groups when it comes to cosplay?
I think the most dominant you see is sort of like the middle teens, maybe 14 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be the most common that you see about.
Awesome. What would you say is the oldest cosplayer that you've seen?
I've seen people bring their grandparents to cons, so...
Awesome.
60s?
I've got a good story for you, and I've been telling quite a few people this story. I don't know whether you've seen on Facebook but there was this woman who had either her 95th or 100th birthday, and for her birthday she wanted to go to Comic-Con. Now, who's going to say no to someone on their birthday? So she gets to go to Comic-Con, but instead of being like Gran at Comic-Con or Great Gran at Comic-Con, she decides, you know what, you only ever get to go to Comic-Cons kind of thing unless you're doing the small local ones as well. I'm going to go and cosplay. So this old woman decides, you know, I'm not going to go as something that I don't know. I'm going to go as something that I know and something that can make a statement. She goes as classic Wonder Woman.
That would be amazing.
And
Kill Grandma.
You know the best thing about it? It's the I don't know whether you'll have seen the Linda Carter outfit.
Mm.
It's the very famous kind of Wonder Woman one. She's in something similar to that. Well, the exact kind of idea. So the bodice, the bathing suit, underwear kind of thing, the boots and the gauntlets and the tiara. Now I thought that is awesome. I immediately thought that was awesome. But she also had the lasso, and instead of having like a black wig on, oh no, 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 she wasn't for any of that. She'd her own long silver hair. And even when the picture was taken, somebody must have asked her, "Do you want the wrinkles airbrushed out?" And she's like, "No, no, I don't want my don't want them airbrushed out. No." I personally thought that that was amazing because Wonder Woman turns, well, she either has turned or will turn 75, and I think it's this year she turns 75. So, what better way to kind of like tip the head to Wonder Woman than having this woman say, "You know what? I've been around for longer than this character has. I have watched her grow. I want to give her a kind of tribute and dress as her for the day." And I just thought that was so great.
That is amazing. I'd love to see that.
If I find it again on Facebook, I will send a copy through to you so that you can see it. But just amazing. I just thought, like, go on there, Gran. Awesome. Kind of made me want to take my Gran to a Comic-Con. Like, Gran, do you want to come with me to Comic-Con? You can dress up as a character.
I've done that before. Both of my parents are really heavy gamers, and they're both also quite into anime, so they actually have came along to a couple of the cons with me.
Awesome.
I have convinced my mother to cosplay once or twice, and we're meant to be doing a cosplay either this year or next year together.
What did you convince them to cosplay as?
Something very simple. She just wore a Tron cosplay. It's just essentially the Tron hoodie, the light disc, and other things like that.
Awesome. Have you ever convinced them to do something like Legend of Zelda?
Probably shouldn't let them go that far.
Okay. You don't think you could get away with that?
No, but we are doing Mother Gothel and Rapunzel.
Ah, that's going to be interesting. You'll need to definitely post pictures of that so that I can see and say, "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome." Okay, so my next the next thing about the age groups. Have you noticed a lot of younger children starting to cosplay?
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people bringing their kids along, and the kids all being done up in costume. It's really nice to see a lot of little kids running about and really enjoying it. Especially when they spot characters that they know and love.
Awesome. Have you ever done any cosplays that more, say, children would recognise more so than maybe like mums and dads and other like teenagers?
I don't think I really have. Obviously, the Harley Quinn one, a couple of kids do recognise. I don't really wear that anymore. Sort of gotten a bit too tall and a bit too tall for it now.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done kind of like any Disney characters or anything that they would kind of go, "Oh, that's Ariel," or "That's Belle"?
No, there's a difference as of yet.
Awesome. And we'll maybe get to that later in the interview. You can maybe hint at who it could be. So what do you generally think when you see these small children cosplaying as characters and such likes? Do you think it's like one of the cutest things ever, or are you kind of like the way some people think, like, "Oh, you shouldn't be like dressing your child up and dragging them to an all-day event," kind of thing?
No, I think it's absolutely brilliant, because half the time the kids are so happy to be dressed up as these characters that they love, and they love everybody giving them attention and wanting to take photos of them, and again going, "You're so cool!" They love it. All the kids I've seen seem to have the time of their life, so.
What would you say to those people who are saying, "Oh, you shouldn't dress your child up like this. It's cruelty to children," kind of thing?
Hang about with a child for more than 10 minutes and you'll figure out that they like dressing up.
Exactly. Better yet, just go to a local youth group and see the younger children dying to pull out the dress up box.
Yeah, costume box, they just all run to it, essentially.
I have no idea how many costumes I've had to pick up when I was working at a youth group.
I volunteer at a youth group currently, so I see it quite a lot. Kids going, costumes!
It's insane. Insane. So now that we've covered children and older age groups and such likes, I'm going to what is the best and the worst thing that somebody can do when they're getting ready to go to a cosplay event?
I think the worst thing somebody can do is worry too much. Don't panic about things too much. Don't fret over if you're going to make every single panel, or if people are going to like your cosplay, or if something's going to get broken. Just take it as it is and just roll with it. Don't worry.
Okay. And some of the best things that they can do?
So the best things you can do is just be open to talk to people. Try not to be as shy, or try not to just hide away in the costume. The best thing you can do is just go out, talk to people, get involved that are going on the photo shoots. Don't be nervous if there's a photo shoot going on about walking up and going, hey, can I join in?
Okay. I'm going to add in another one, and this is concerning 2015. Your top five favorite cosplays that you have either done or seen in 2015.
Top five cosplays I've done. Probably Big Slow, despite how difficult it was one of my favourites, just for the end result. I saw a really good Princess Yui from Avatar, the full ball gown version, with the hair done properly. It was gorgeous. Really fun Kylo Ren, which I think it was more the person than the actual cosplay itself that made it. My notepad cosplay was one of my favourites. It's always one of my favourites to wear. And the last one would probably be two of my friends did cosplays from Monster Hunter with all the armour, and we sort of made a pair out of it, and those were definitely two of my favourites to see.
Awesome. Okay, so the next question has to be the dreaded props. So we're going to start really easy with props, and I'm going to ask you, when it comes to going around in a Comic-Con, which type of prop do you prefer? Do you prefer the bigger prop that really will stand out and you have to lug about with you all day? Or do you prefer a smaller prop where you could easily just either slip it in your bag or slip it in your pocket and go off and do what you need to do?
Smaller props, for sure, for bigger events. Because half the time, if you're wandering around with a big prop in a crowded hall, it's going to get broken, you're going to hit somebody across the head with it, you're going to get sick and tired of carrying it about after a while as well, so definitely small props.
Would you advise taking a smaller prop to a bigger convention?
Probably, yeah. Especially if it's maybe your first convention, you want to have it as many de-stressors as possible. So definitely go with a smaller prop. But just in general, I think for larger events like Comic-Con, if you're going to be spending a lot of time inside in the con hall, definitely go for a smaller prop.
Okay. And say for the local events, would you be more inclined to say, yeah, take a bigger prop to that?
Yeah, I think for the local events, you can definitely go with a bigger prop a lot more easily. Because most of the local events tend to be focused on photo shoots or just having fun and hanging around.
Awesome. Now, more on props. Do you make your own props? Or do you buy them in?
I don't really use props that often, simply because, like I said, I prefer to have an easy experience as possible. So I try to avoid props, but when I do, I try to make them myself. Maybe buying in little bits and pieces for the prop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I need like a specialised shape or a jewel that's got a design inside of it, buying that in and then adding it to what I've made.
Okay. Now, when you're doing a photo shoot, do you prefer to have the prop with you then? Or would you still kind of say, oh, I'm just going to keep a prop for an event?
If it's a photo shoot, I'd definitely take a prop if you
Okay.
can.
Look at else. While we're still on props, because props is a big section, um, what is your like favorite prop that you've worked with?
Probably the Tron light disc for me.
And
Just be-
did you make it?
no, that was actually bought. That was a time where I was still, I was about 5 years ago when I was first getting into cosplay, and wiring a light disc seemed like way too much above my level at that point, so that was bought in. No thanks, it's essentially a frisbee.
Okay. I think it is kind of a frisbee shape, so yeah. Um, top funniest moments with props that you've either seen happen or you've had happen with yourself.
Yeah, you keep saying things that I've got to embarrass myself. You know that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, with me in a prop, okay? Is you might have seen from some of the pictures on my Facebook,
I still have a question.
which now there's actually two funny stories to this, so I'll give you both of them. The handle of the actual hammer, the red and black bit, I had to look for months to get one of these. I wanted it to be kind of circular, so I was like, okay, I need to get my hands on a poster chip transfer thing.
Mm.
So I went down to my local comic book store and said, by chance, do you have an extra postal tube that you're not using that I could take and paint and make into the handle of my hammer? And the guy said, oh, I'm really sorry, but I just gave away my last poster today and the last tube that I've got, so I can't give you anything. Have you tried the post office? So I said, oh, good idea. So I go around to the post office knowing that they would probably just unload stuff that they don't need anymore. Which is a really good tip, guys, if you're looking for stuff that you need. You might try the post office if it's a kind of cardboard related thing. I'm sure they've got stuff that they will happily give to you.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff, styrofoam board and foam board as well.
So I go into the post office and I speak to the woman, and this is the most awkward conversation I've ever had. I said to her, "Do you have a circular postal tube?" And she kind of looks at me like, "Circular? Really?" And she then, I then kind of repeat myself in case she didn't hear me. I said, "Yeah, a circular one, round." And she's like, "No, we have a triangular one if that's any use to you." And I kind of look at her like as if to say, triangular. How would that work? How would a triangular postal tube work for transferring posters? It wouldn't. She said, yeah, we get these triangular ones now instead of the circular ones to do our, notice board stuff. And I'm like, really? Okay. I didn't go with it, but I'd mentioned to my art class that I needed one. And luckily my tutor brought in two. One that was short and thick, wide, and the other one which is the one that I used. But we still had to put cardboard on the inside of the tube to keep it together, which is, if you look at the top of my hammer, there's a little blue string that's tied right at the top, that's keeping like the cardboard on the inside of the hammerhead and on the tube together. So it's like, never have this break.
It's very fragile, leave it alone.
Yes, do not touch the string. I've actually been so tempted to just paint over the string so that nobody touches it, so to speak. And I really should do that. But I'll get there eventually. But my hammer turned out a lot different to what I thought it would. And I was kind of happy the way it turned out, but I was so surprised that I could not find a postal tube.
Yeah, that is kind of weird though.
Well, I couldn't find a circular postal tube. The next funny story is actually to do with the hammer. When I went to my first event, I didn't secure both ends of the actual hammer head, so like the face parts of it, and one of them just kept falling off every 5-10 minutes, and I'm like, oh, this is so annoying. So I would like take 15 steps and then boom.
Aww.
It falls off, and I'll have this person who's walking behind me going, here, I think this is yours. And I'm like, oh, thank you. But I learned my lesson from that, so I've secured them since then. So, yay. But it was kind of annoying going through a very busy Comic-Con and having to pick up my lid every so often. So, learn from your mistakes, people. Or learn from my mistakes, even.
You're going to make mistakes, might as well learn from them.
Yeah. So that's 2 of mine. What would be 2 of yours when it comes to props?
2 of mine was probably like Harley Quinn was my very first cosplay, and I had a little gun. And it sort of went like that, and then flipped out so the little bang flag would fall down.
Uh-huh.
Didn't realise just quite how fast and quite how hard it swung out. So during a photo shoot with a couple of people, it was from all different figures, we were just mucking around, pressed the gun almost like quite close to somebody's face, because that was the idea, it was going to flit out and bang right against his forehead.
Oh.
Flick out and hit him straight in the nose.
Oh.
And it was you heard the audible smack against his nose as well. Everybody else is laughing, I'm standing there completely mortified.
Were they okay?
And this poor guy is just standing there like, what did you do that for? I didn't mean to, I'm sorry.
Did they end up laughing about it though?
Yeah, we all ended up being laughing. It was one of those things where you look at it and you're just mortified. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I just did that. That just happened.
I hope the cameraman took a picture of that thing, because that would have been one hell of a funny picture.
Thankfully, there's no photographic evidence.
Oh, damn it. So that's one funny thing that's happened to you with prop. What would be another kind of...
I think another thing didn't happen to me, but it happened to my friend. Poor soul wandering about all day, and one of the reasons I don't like big props, because they had a really big spear. And I felt like that, I was like hiking it over the shoulder, and it got quite annoying to keep pointing straight up. So she sort of let it go so it fell down at an angle. Not realising that the lassie behind her was wearing a very large skirt. So when she went to lift it back up, it took this poor lassie's skirt with it.
I hope she was wearing clean underwear. No, I'm hoping she wasn't too embarrassed. Did it go up really high, or...?
It probably just went straight up with the fall.
Oh, did your friend clock to that happening really quickly, or...?
Yeah, because she sort of feels a tug and going, hang on, turn around, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, my dear.
Luckily, the other lassie just had a good laugh about it and was like, no, it's okay, but...
Awesome.
It's still one of those moments when you're buckled on the floor laughing, because how did you not notice that?
So we've covered quite a bit there. Props has always been a very big one with me because they're always really interesting. But we're coming kind of close to the end of this interview. You're kind of good at the short interview. So I want you to go wild here and tell me, what kind of advice would you give to anyone who is looking to cosplay but doesn't know where to start?
I don't know where to start. The way I see it is, despite what a lot of people may say about it, don't worry if your first cosplay is one that you've bought. Don't worry if any cosplay is one that you bought. As long as you're enjoying yourself and having fun, it really doesn't matter, regardless of what some people say.
Awesome. So what else would you kind of say to that person who's like, oh, but I don't know which character to cosplay as, or I was thinking about playing this cosplay character, but this cosplay character is really, really slim and I'm not. What would you say to that?
Body type, height, skin colour, anything like that doesn't matter for cosplay. It should never matter for cosplay.
Awesome.
And as for going what character you want to do, pick a series that you like more than any other. Go with the series that you've loved since the very beginning, because that is going to be a cosplay you will remember and cherish, as your first cosplay should be.
So, like, for instance, you said that your mum and dad did Tron with you. That's obviously something that they'll remember, because they'll like possibly have seen the original Tron movie and played the original like games and such like, so they'll remember that, and you'll remember that because that's something that you did with your mum and dad. And you can always say, like, when you have children, you can say to them, look at what your granny and granddad did with me one time.
Yeah, a lot of people find it really quite weird that my parents sometimes come along to cons, but personally I think it's amazing.
I wouldn't. I would love to see my mother at a Comic-Con, and I did actually mention to her at the Film and Comic-Con convention that's happening this year, one of her favourite TV stars is going to be going there. An actor from Only Fools and Horses.
Oh, this year?
So, pardon?
This year?
Yes, this year in Glasgow. So I kind of said to her, and it's kind of like me hinting early, Mum, I want to go to this event again, and if you wanted to come along you could, but if you do, leave me the hell alone. So yeah, that would be an awesome thing, and I can't wait for the day when I can take small children to Comic-Con events. Be like, here child, look, an event, people dressed up. It'd be awesome. So before we do the Passover, I want to ask you, what are some of the Comic-Con, well, some of the costumes or cosplays that you're going to do in 2016? Give me one definite and then two maybes.
The one definite is going to be Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. That's my definite for the year. That's going to be quite difficult trying to fit this much hair under a wig. I'm also planning on doing Ty Lee from Avatar.
Ah, nice.
And Kyoshi Warriors from Avatar.
Nice. And just on that note, where can our watchers, or viewers even, watchers sounds really Buffy the Vampire Slayer there, where can our viewers get a hold of you if they have any further questions for you? But before you answer that, I do believe, do you see it? There's a comment section down there. You know, that they're like, seriously, look down there. There's like totally a comment section down there.
Go over it. It's not that hard to miss.
Leave a comment for either myself or Stephiroth. We will do what we can to reply. Also, don't forget to give Stephiroth a big thumbs up. because the thumbs up button's down there somewhere too. And
The
there's
blue one, not the red one.
No, not the red one. Not the red one. I do believe there's a subscribe button somewhere. Do you see that subscribe button?
Right here?
It's over there.
There?
Yep, subscribe button there. If you subscribe to my channel, guys, you will get to see all the interviews that I do alongside some of the gaming stuff that might come in. So yeah, be in the know about what Jai's been up to.
Yes, you can subscribe because it's a great channel.
Exactly. Also, you will get to see this interview if you are a member on iGame Online, so don't forget to check us out on there. Also, if you want to sign up to iGame Online, we do a whole host of things like online gaming, video stores, merch, podcasts which you can listen to, and we also have a cosplay section. So don't forget to go and check that out. You can check out Covey Kicks and Little Rascal over there on iGameOnline.net. So, Stephiroth, where can we get a hold of you if we have further questions?
You'll be able to find me at Stephiroth Cosplay on Tumblr. That's where I'll be most of the time.
Awesome. Do you have any YouTube channels that you're on, or?
Don't have a YouTube channel, and the Facebook page is still being made.
Awesome. We've actually got you in this position, do you have any cosplay groups that you're part of, or cosplay movements?
None that I'm really a big part of. There's ones that sort of fall in and fall out of, like Cosplay Scotland, costumers for charities, another big one I do stuff with from time to time.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to take the time to thank you for taking this.
No problem, it's been a lot of fun.
Pulling them cosplay skeletons out of the closet and smacking them on the head.
Embarrassing me.
I'm pretty sure you won't be the only one who's been embarrassed in these interviews. But it's all in good fun, so. And it helps, goodness knows how many people. So, I just want to say, yeah. So, I just want to say thank you for coming along, and we will be back real soon with another interview, guys. Bye!
Bye!